Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Reporters inquiring about Caitlin Clark were abruptly shut down by coach Cheryl Reeve, head of both Team USA and the Minnesota Lynx.
The official announcement has not been made by USA Basketball, so it'd be premature for me to have any conversations about any player or anything.
Fans are going crazy trying to figure out why Reeve wouldn't answer questions about Clark, who has been scorching, after Clark, a fiery rookie with the Indiana Fever, led her side to an unexpected victory against Reeves' Lynx. This victory was just another feather in the crown for League All-Season Indiana, a club that hasn't put much emphasis on defense up to this point. Now, everyone wants to know what the problem is.
John R. Wooden Women's Player of the Year award presented by Principal, given by the Los Angeles Athletic Club, and this year's award goes to, I know you're going to be shocked by this, Iowa's Caitlin Clark for her record-breaking season. She broke the all-time D1 scoring record, set a new three-point record, came within one win of Iowa's first championship, and then some, and then some, and then some, and we are so excited.
From the beginning, by the end of the final period, it was as if someone had flipped a switch. Clark was dialed in, draining crucial shots, finding open teammates, basically everything a baller of her caliber should do, and her stat sheet was lit points. Every touch she made with the ball sent a jolt through the crowd. Helps with rebounding, the complete package, so it's no wonder she's currently regarded as one of the top dogs in the W. I have to say, this performance sends a pretty clear message to Reeve, isn't it? Think of me as the person you passed over for Team USA, so think about this payback on television for everyone to witness, damn it. The Lynx, who are typically known for their lockdown defense, appear to have forgotten the playbook last night. Indiana's Fever player Clark simply walked right past them, and the Lynx offense was unable to buy a bucket. It was as though they were stuck in slow motion, missing shots they typically make, and you could almost feel the tension. Rising on the court as the game slipped away in the fourth quarter, they had a respectable lead heading into the closing minutes. However, Indiana made a few threes from far downtown, stealing the momentum, and the Lynx were unable to respond with any points. It was a terrible night for Minnesota. Nothing seemed to go their way, and Caitlin Clark appeared to be in need of a Snickers bar.
I think just the biggest thing is, it's really, really special, and I don't think it's going to set in for me for quite some time.
Every time Clark made a move, the crowd cheered her on so loudly that it seemed like the roof was about to blow apart, even though she wasn't playing on her home pitch.
You can always tell when it's a home game day for the Fever, because downtown Indy gets flooded with the number 22.
The Player of the Year, number 22, Caitlin Clark.
Even the most ardent supporters who were initially dressed in Lynx colors couldn't help but be impressed by Clark's dominant performance. At times, it felt like a pep rally for her. That kind of energy can seriously pump you up, and it definitely seemed to be working for Clark. The Minnesota crowd buzzed with nervous energy, their cheers echoing off the rafters as the Lynx battled point for point.
Who are you here to see tonight?
Caitlin Clark!
Yeah, I ask all the tough questions. More than 20,000 fans at T-Mobile Arena on Tuesday. Most of them were Iowa Hawkeye or Indiana Fever fans. Oh, you came from Canada to see...
Saskatchewan, Canada.
That's a long walk.
We drove 23 hours.
Whoa, hold on a second. To see, I'm going to guess. Let me guess.
Caitlin Clark.
When Clark addressed the post-game press conference, the room fell silent as always before the game, and by the final buzzer, it seemed as though she had gained the grudging respect of the whole arena. The loss seemed to weigh heavily on her shoulders as she struggled to find the right words, and her swagger was replaced by a serious countenance. Reeves' demeanor was particularly subdued during the media session when reporters spoke about Clark. You could definitely feel the disappointment coming off her, in stark contrast to the arrogance she typically projected when the game ended. Rather than commenting on Clark's outstanding play, Reeves steered the conversation towards her own team's shortcomings by pointing out the offensive and defensive errors, but there was a clear avoidance of talking about Clark. Mentioning Clark's name seemed to only highlight the bitterness of the defeat. After all that boasting, Reeves' confidence seemed to have vanished. The loss hurt not only the team but also her personally. Her shoulders were slumped, her voice was barely audible, and there was a nervous twitch to her hand that hadn't been there before. It was as if someone had pulled the rug out from under her. Reeve might be having some second thoughts, especially about those pre-game remarks meant to inspire Clark but might have ended up doing the opposite. This game was a huge pressure cooker of frustration for Reeve in the heat of the moment. It looked like my mother went a bit too far with my 4th grade report card at the time, but because Reeves is the head coach of Team USA, her words and deeds have a lot of weight. When she seemed to minimize Caitlin Clark's outstanding performance, some people questioned her perspective on budding stars. The goal of Team USA is to bring together the best of the best, and Reeve's job is to find and develop future greats without taking personal feelings into account. This situation may raise questions about Reeve's ability to balance her responsibilities with the national team and the Lynx. A coach at that level must identify and develop new talent, even if it means the Lynx suffer a setback in a particular game. It's all part of the bigger picture. Following some puzzling decisions about the national team that left many fans, including Coach Reeve herself, searching for answers, Clark's blistering WNBA rookie season simply grew hotter with her brilliant performance at the All-Star game. This game was another slam dunk for Clark, demonstrating not just her scoring skills but also her cerebral mind that throws opponents off balance. Her absence from the Team USA squad only serves to fuel the flames of her outstanding rookie season. The Clark effect is undeniably being felt around the league, and it's obvious that she's here to stay. Forget rookie jitters. There is no denying Clark's influence. The hallmark of a great star is not just scoring points but also altering the way the game is played, making teams radically reconsider their tactics. Clark is shining brightly. It's obvious that Caitlin Clark's star is rising, and the WNBA is wise to capitalize on it. Her game is attracting new fans who may not have previously watched the league but heard the buzz about Clark. She's not just racking up points, she's packing the stands and turning on TVs every time she laces up her sneak serves. There's a lot of talk about Indiana's Caitlin Clark. Her teammates are gushing about her skill and unwavering work ethic, and even rivals acknowledge that she's a nightmare matchup and a player they dread facing opposing coaches. Some speculate that her dominance is getting under the skin of opposing coaches like Coach Reeves, who seems reluctant to even talk about her. It's a classic case of competitive fire. Sometimes it's difficult to remain composed and impartial. Social media has been rocked by Clark's performance. Everywhere you go on Twitter and Instagram, supporters are posting videos of her game-changing moments, and they're not holding back when praising her. Forget a field day, it's a full-fledged win. Clark is receiving a ton of praise. In essence, this internet buzz indicates that Clark has developed a sizable fan base that is prepared to fight her battle and celebrate her victories. Some supporters are even criticizing Reeve for failing to recognize Clark's amazingness and calling her out for being a terrible sport. Even beyond her fans, sports pundits are discussing her as well. They see the fan frenzy as an indication that Clark is a rising star in the league and that no one can ignore her anymore. The WNBA is in the news following the recent incident involving Reeves and Clark, and analysts are analyzing its impact on the league. Some contend that it reveals a flaw in the way the league develops young talent, and they think the league needs to do a better job of putting rising stars in the spotlight in order to build a larger fan base and increase recognition. Others believe that Clark has the makings of a key figure in the WNBA's future because of her ability to arouse strong emotions in both admiration and criticism. This is a golden age for the WNBA, a chance to rewrite the rules for how they connect with fans and get young people hooked. Imagine a whole new wave of supporters for these incredible athletes. What do you think? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. Give it a thumbs up. I'll see you later. Subscribe for more.